What is going on, guys? We are back with another video today in our Los Angeles Rams online user franchise, and today we're going over the stats and awards. And ironically enough, it's very funny that I believe we got into the playoffs last year with the 7th seed because of the expanded playoffs, and now because of the expanded playoffs, we don't get a bye week because obviously the number 2 seed doesn't get that. We are going against the number 7 seed Vikings. A whole mix-up there. As you know, the Panthers, I believe they were in 3rd. They dropped down to 6th. The Packers were in 7th. They move up to 4. The Cowboys, I think, may have already been at 3. I can't remember. Things shifted around a ton. But, of course, we will be playing the Minnesota Vikings at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time for our next game, our very first playoff game here this season. First of hopefully many. Of course, we have stats and awards. Let's first go on and see our stats. Jared Goff, yeah, kind of an iffy one right at the end there. I don't know how that's going to play into factor when we actually play next week, but, well, this week. 4700 yards, 48 touchdowns, 35 picks. A lot of touchdowns, a lot of yards. Hopefully goes up to superstar, but those pick numbers were kind of brutal. 62% completion percentage, which is, I mean, it's pretty fair, pretty average. 105 passer rating, fair enough. Trace McSorley actually had a really good game last week when he filled in for Jared Goff. Looking at the sack numbers, we got sacked 33 times, pressured probably so many more times than that on top of it. Looking at the rushing numbers, Cam Akers didn't get to 1250, but still had a pretty good year. 1225 with 15 touchdowns, fumbled one time, 6.6 yards per carry. Jamal Williams, the backup, 5 touchdowns, 5 yards per carry, 438 yards rushing. Total on the season, we had 22 rushing touchdowns, which is, I mean, it's not terrible. It's not bad. Looking at the receivers, Van Jefferson, like we said, 1 yard off of 1,000, which hurts, but what can you do about it? 11 touchdowns there, 10 for Rambo, 9 for Kupp, 13 for Howard, 1174 for Kupp for yards, 1254 for Howard, once again, 999 for Van, 779 for Rambo, 444 for Cam Akers. If I'm not mistaken, well, he has an upgrade, which is nice, but pretty sure that's down quite a bit from last year. Looking at the yards, I mean, look at this. Like, almost the exact amount of attempts, the exact same yards pretty much. 2 more touchdowns, though. A little more jukey this season, less fumbles, you know, more yards after contact. You got to love it. Like I said, down in receptions for 12 receptions, also down in yards by 300. So a little bit of a down year, but we were a better passing attack this year, so it is what it is. O-line, Rob Havenstein gave up 10 sacks, Jack Anderson 8. Daniel Faalale, I think that's how he says, I don't know if that's how he says his name. I think that's his name. 6 sacks. Linderbaum with 2. Linder with 2 himself. Donald with 20 big ones. 20 sacks on the season. 9 for Owa. 7 for Ibukam. Rapp with 3. 2.5 for Long. 1.5 for Brockers. 1 for Holcomb. And 1 for Kaiser White. Taylor Rapp with 11 interceptions. The GOAT of this defense, of course. 4 interceptions alone with a pick 6 in the last 2 weeks. Well, the last 3 if you count. No, it was the last 2 weeks. He had one. It was literally last week. Holcomb, 8 picks, which is really good. How many of those are user? Maybe about half? I can't really remember. 8 for Burgess, 7 for Jackson, 3 for Long. Ramsey we don't talk about because he's just locked down, so people just aren't going to throw to him often. 3 picks there. Almost a pick 6 for Owa literally last week. Kaiser White didn't really have the season we were hoping he would. Still, lots of time, hoping for the best. And then Traven Howard, who got replaced by Kaiser, had 1. Tucker McCann missed 1 extra point. Perfect for field goals made and attempted, though. Hecker, 37.1 yards per punt, which is actually pretty damn bad if you think about it. We had blocked for a punt as well. Chris Magana, he wasn't our kick returner. He must have been on someone else's team. Gary Jennings, though, 860. Gary Jennings, 203 on the punt return yardage. And that's literally it for our team. Let's take a look at the entire league, though. Patrick Mahomes, 40 touchdowns, 21 interceptions on 4,896 yards. Dak Prescott, 47-25, 42 touchdowns, 26 interceptions. Aaron Rodgers, 4,700 yards, 44 touchdowns, 31 interceptions. Goff, we already know. Watson, 4,700, just about 42 touchdowns. Lots of picks, though. Of course, we're on all Madden now, so lots of interceptions have been thrown. This is like the most we ever throw, like ever. But yeah, lots of interceptions. Trey Lance had a really good year. We're trying to make it harder for getting yards, but these picks have been brutal. So at the end of the day, I don't know. It's just, what can you do? What can you really do? Lots of, look at the picks. It's just, there's only like 2 to 3 really solid seasons in the entirety of everything. Looking at the running back, Aaron Jones barely overtook us for yards, but as far as touchdowns go, I think we should still hold the NFC's best running back award. Hopefully, Anthony McFarland, back-to-back best running back of the league and the AFC. Well, obviously, it's kind of how that works. As far as rushing goes, though, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, only 8 backs over 1,000 yards on the season. As far as touchdowns go, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So 18 or 19 double-digit touchdown running backs. Of course, there was probably benches in there as well, so there's that. The most fumbles of the season goes to Dak. Goff didn't seem to fumble that much, right? A lot of quarterbacks, obviously, on this list. Who had the longest run? 100 yards for Rodney. Who allowed Rodney Anderson to run 100 yards? He's a lot faster than I remember, in fairness. 89 speed, 90 excel, but that is too many yards. That is just way too many yards. Justin Jackson got absolutely discriminated against. 88-yard run on only 2 carries on the entire season. Come on, trade him to someone then. Someone probably wouldn't even want him because he's a running back and everyone has one. Jacoby Brissett with 100 yards, apparently. What was Goff's longest? 89? Yeah, it just reminded me. It felt like it was 89. Of course, Darren Waller with the 100-yarder for the Raiders. You probably didn't expect that. You probably would have thought it was Ruggs, but it was not. The most catches in the season goes to Julio Jones with 73. Odell and Devontae Smith, the rookie, tying him with that. As far as yards go, Jones with 1,559, Cooper with 1,500, QT with 1,500. The other Falcons wide receiver, Terrence Marshall, with 1,464. A lot of numbers, over 1,000 yards, of course. O.J. Howard was our highest guy. As far as tight ends go, I think Howard had the best season for tight ends. I think. I will have to take a look in a second, but I'm pretty sure he did. A lot of receivers over 1,000 yards. As far as touchdowns go, once again, we looked at this. Amari Cooper, Tyreek Hill. Yeah, lots of guys on the list. What about Rack? So the most successful run after catch is Miles Sanders. Probably a lot of line of scrimmage throws. As far as wide receivers go, though, because running backs are obviously going to have the higher of those numbers. Kiki Kiji with 527, Marshall with 495, Cooper with 500. So pretty much 400, 500 average. As far as blocking goes, who gave up the most sacks? Greg Little. So looking at these numbers, we didn't have the worst blocking season. You could have Orlando Brown, who's insane. Same with Ronnie Stanley giving up sacks. Defensively now, tackles. Of course, Jacoby McClain, most likely going to be the rookie of the year. Had a monster year for Lance. Obviously, he was using him all year. Javen White, a lot less picks this year, but tackles are still high. Unfortunately, we couldn't get on that list. As far as sacks go, though, 20 sacks for Donald. The next highest is Vaughn at 15.5. Clowney at 15.5. Solomon Thomas with a surprising 15.5. Preston Smith at 14. Josh Allen at 11.5. Same with Cox. 11 for Harold Landry, the new Minnesota Viking. We're going to have to play him. Zadarius Smith at 10.5, and then a couple of guys at 9.5. So it's kind of where the numbers go down. But as far as youth goes, there's not really that many players putting up numbers like Oa did. He's a rookie with 9. So, that's not bad. Obviously, it helps having a guy like Aaron Donald, who literally has an ability that helps him, blitz. Looking at the interception numbers, Earl with 15, Harrison Smith with 15, Byard with 15. You've seen the quarterback picks numbers. Somebody's got to receive these, right? So that's going to happen. Deflections, 20 for Kendall Fuller, could go to Superstar. Same with Darby. I don't think either Superstar. I think it shows it on that screen, actually. Patrick Peterson with 18. It's a little late for his career to go to Superstar at this point. Rapp actually had a lot of deflections. I did not think he did. Rapp had a really good year, even though he's slow as hell. Catches loud. We don't care about that. Force fumbles, Kenneth Murray with 6. Bush and Fitzpatrick with 5 on their team. Donald with 4. Okay, that's a little surprising. Holcomb with 3. Doesn't really have the hip power, but since he has the speed, he can line them up. Forced fumble recoveries, Edmonds had 3. So Steelers with quite a bit of fumble success. Let's see the blocks amount. 3 block kicks. As far as safeties go, Aaron Donald had one literally last week, I believe. It was the one, Michael Pierce and Calais Campbell. Touchdowns, 4 for Tyson Campbell. Of course, we're playing him just now. Well, not now, but soon. Nothing really crazy there. As far as the longest field goal made this season was 60, tied by McCann, Will Lutz, and McManus. 100% kickers. There was 4 of them. McCann, Pinheiro, Matt Gay, and Boswell. As far as who the best kicker was for NFC, it was us. Hopefully we win it. And then, of course, Boswell obviously on the other side. How many block kicks? 3 kicks were blocked. Jags, Eagles, and Panthers. And that's pretty much it. I mean, I can't see nothing there. As far as the average punts go, I mean, looking at these numbers, we're probably pretty low down there. We're actually like the second lowest. Okay, that sucks. How many touchbacks did we have, though? Okay, let's forget about anything. Longest punt goes to Thomas Morstead, Mann, and Hack. What about our guy? Thing is, we don't really get a chance to punt deep. We usually go sideline anyways. Hecker with a 49-yarder is his longest. Yikes. Return yardage. Jakeem Grant went off with 5 kick return touchdowns. One of the best kick return touchdowns of NFL history, averaging 32 yards per return as well. Ayuk, Jorney Brown, Gainwell, Tony, Lamb, McKenzie, Harris, and Hawkins all had return touchdowns. As far as punt return touchdowns, Odell and Tyreek were the only ones. Not a lot of punt return yardage in our league. Not at all. We'll take a quick look at best offenses. It appears that the Chargers, Cowboys, Chiefs, Steelers, Texans are all top 5. We just barely missed top 5. Passing offenses, we were not even close. We were the 7th best in yardage. And as far as the most rushing yards go, we were like 12 or so. Passing touchdowns, we were tied for the most with 50. Rushing touchdowns, we were at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 rushing touchdowns. Who gave up the most points per game? Steelers, we were close. 30. Oh, wait, no, that's not giving up. That's how many you have. The most points per game we had was 3rd with 38.4. The lowest points per game with the Lions, 19.1. Bucks, surprisingly, Zane with 19.8. And same again, surprising, Cardinals and Seahawks both really low on the list. Defensively, we had the best total defense. Nice. We gave up only 3,159 yards passing. That deserves a round of applause. That is elite playing of defense. That is amazing. As far as rushing yards given up, we weren't a great rushing team, but we were the top about 10, I believe, in rushing yards. As far as points, though, I don't want to bring that up. Well, maybe I do, because we're number 7 on that list, 6 on that list. Wow. Actually did really well. QB sacks, we were 3rd in the league. Forced fumbles, we were 2nd in the league. Picks, we were 10th in the league. Not too shabby. The best defense in the league. How about it? How about it? And we don't care about any of that stuff. Now it is time. Well, let's take a look at Player of the Week. We didn't get it. Now, there was a chance Jared Goff would get MVP, but we did bench him halfway through the game. Even if we didn't, I think it would have been a little bit of a long shot. But let's take a look anyways. And a rookie, Trey Lance, wins the MVP award. Goff all the way at 5. At one point, he was leading the MVP list. Those picks, I think, finally caught up to us, though. Trey Lance, the rookie, wins MVP. This is what the top 10 looks like. As far as Coach of the Year goes, we were number 3. And then looking at the more important stuff, Offensive Player of the Year, we lose it with Cam Akers. Of course, a quarterback's going to win it. Goff at 4. Defensive Player of the Year, we actually had a lot of players on the list. We had 3 of them. But, of course, Jacoby with the win. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Marshall of the Falcons. We wouldn't really had a Rookie of the Year chance there. And then for the Falcons, again, Jacoby McClain with the number 1 spot. Basically a corner playing linebacker. Oa at number 7. Best QB, though. Didn't win Offensive Player of the Year. Didn't win MVP. But he did win Best QB with the Rams. Jared Goff. Rodgers at number 2. Dak Prescott at number 3. That's what the numbers look like. Running back. Cam Akers. Best running back in the NFC. I will definitely take it. As far as wide receivers go, we didn't really throw to one guy too much, but Kupp does make the list at number 10. I like it. Of course, a couple of repeats, though. It's funny is you get the Niners with 2, you got the Cowboys with 2, Falcons with 2. O-line, we had Linder, and obviously that's only going to be, that's it, number 5. D-line, Aaron Donald, the best defensive lineman in football. Big shocker there. Holcomb, surprisingly. Will we see a star dev for him? Number 3 on the list. And then Owa at number 7. DB Rapp at number 3. I mean, looking at this, he looks like, well, I mean, you got a couple of safeties there, but looks like a freaking Pro Bowler to me. And then best kicker. Hello? This is the one that is absolute highway robbery. I got to see this nonsense. What in the world is going on here? In what planet are we talking about this? What planet do they deserve? What? 16 for 17. It's a lesser percentage. He also missed an extra point. Hello? I guess to be fair, I didn't really take into factor the amount of long kicks. He missed some. So 6 for 6, 5 for 5, 2 for 2. We did make a lot of short field goals, in fairness, but I mean, it all matches up to me. At least second place. I didn't look at the number 1 guy or where the other guy was, but very interesting. I like it. Let's move on to now see who made the Pro Bowl, and then see what kind of upgrades we have. Of course, Aaron Donald obviously made the Pro Bowl. 7 Pro Bowls, obviously not much XP, though. Jalen Ramsey, very unlikely. He's a high overall, though, so you never know. He does not. Cooper Kupp, maybe, but there's a lot of good wide receivers. He does not. Linder, maybe, but there are good linemen, and he does make the Pro Bowl. 2K XP, I'll take it. Hecker was pretty bad, so I don't expect it. And I do not know. There's so many things there. I do not think so. Ebukam, not a chance. Not a chance. Howard should make it, and he does. 2,000 XP. I will be all about that. Taylor Rapp. No Pro Bowl for Taylor Rapp. That is a crime. Cam Akers, of course, will be a Pro Bowler. 2 Pro Bowls now. Nice. Back-to-back Pro Bowls. Brockers, no. Goff, I mean, he was the best quarterback in the NFC, so he should. 4 Pro Bowls. I'll take it. Van Jefferson, I mean, if Kupp didn't make it, obviously he won't. Josh Jackson maybe has a chance. Does not get it. And honestly, outside of Owa, I don't think... Maybe McCann, but he was like the 3rd best, apparently. Oh, Owa did make it. Nice. Pro Bowl appearance for Owa. Cole Holcomb. Holcomb? Damn, he does not make it. And I believe, like I said, I don't think there would be anyone else. Maybe the kicker, like I said. Let's take a look at that. Tucker McCann, progression history, does not make the Pro Bowl. But, of course, I didn't count them, but at least, 5 or 6 Pro Bowlers? I'm cool with that. This is what the team looks like. We have an upgrade for Akers. No one else on the offense, surprisingly. And then on the defensive side of things, nice upgrade for Owa again. And then Mr. Josh Jackson. I suppose he needs zone coverage, so let's go with a zone coverage upgrade. I will take a speed upgrade, thank you very much. And here it is. It is not, but a +2 to zone coverage never hurt. 80 zone on the head. Looking at Owa now. Just had an upgrade recently. Gotta love that he's so quick to upgrade. 4 upgrade points. He gets +1 to excel, +1 to agility. I like those upgrades. Don't really like anything else, though. 3 to awareness, 1 to play rec. His awareness now is 73. I suppose he does need those upgrades. 73 awareness, 64 play rec, 88 finesse. He is so good already. So good. And then on the offensive side, Cam Akers. We've been upgrading power back. Let's keep it on going. We do get a proper upgrade. 84 overall now, trucking 10. Yikes. I mean, I like that he's not going to fumble, but that is a fat yikes for me, dog. 4 carrying. I get it, right? He needs carrying, and, that's kind of what power backs do, but that is harsh situations, and these guys don't matter. But, of course, that's going to be the stats and awards. You guys seen the numbers. Did you think anyone got robbed? Did you think we got lucky? I feel like we got lucky on a few positions for sure. But, yeah, I mean, that was... I'm cool with it. Totally cool with it. Maybe McCann got robbed. He definitely got robbed, but yeah, it is what it is. This is a kicker. We don't do the dev-ups anymore. As far as yards go, tight end, number 1, Mr. Howard. As far as touchdowns go, though, Howard at 13. No one else got to 13, so if the similar kind of way of going up in dev works for tight ends, it appears O.J. Howard's going to be superstar, which is really all I cared about this season. Superstar for Akers, superstar for Howard, and then obviously side goal, I wanted Jared Goff to get superstar, but there's only so much you can do. If you don't play well, you don't play well. You can't like look for a tight end or run the ball more than usual. It's passing is passing. You got to play good. We played okay enough. We got the yards and touchdowns. But we'll see. It's going to be more exciting during the Super Bowl, whether we're in it or not, than it is probably throughout the whole playoffs here. Because once again, I still feel, even though we did just get to an 83 overall, probably with morale, we are still lacking a little bit. How good is Jared Goff with his morale boost? I mean, if it's not deep, he should look pretty good passing, right? I'm just saying. But yeah, I like the team. I still think we're in reload process at this point. Maybe a year down the line will be almost perfect. But yeah, obviously got to love where we were at. We had a pretty damn good season. Now let's see what we can do in the postseason. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new, follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, second channel PKR Plays, and then of course we usually stream Washington football team franchise and Bulldogs on twitch.tv/JeromepkR and non-Madden stuff. Some stuff doesn't even make it to any platform but Twitch, so maybe check it out. Regardless, thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys come back for next video, but until next video,